Hi, Mike here from Willow Media. In part 1 we produced this basic form with 2 input fields and a submit button. We used reactive forms with material and saw how easy it is to create the form. In part 2 we're going to add to it a drop down box and radio buttons, along with showing and hiding input fields with a button click. First we'll add a careers drop down box with 3 options to choose from. We need to import the classes we need from Angular material, so we'll go to the appmodule.ts file and do this. We will import the material select module and we'll add it into the imports down here. First we'll add the career field into the form group. And then we'll add the career object that will hold the values for the drop down. Next we'll add the mat select tags, and then within that we're going to add the mat option tag, which will reference the career name. And in here we can see we're using ng4, where it iterates over the careers and populates the value into the drop down. Okay, let's take a look at that now in the browser. We can see that we have a drop down with 3 values, and if we select one, it's updated in the values up here. Next we'll add 3 radio buttons. As with the select module for the drop down, we'll need to add the radio module to the app module's imports. I've done this already here and here. Okay, now I'm going to add the options for the drop down. I'm going to put in a shipping option and place that there. Now I'm going to add the field called shipping, and we'll just have it as an empty string. Let's save that. Okay, we'll head on over to the browser and see what we've got. Then we have 3 radio buttons, and as we click on them we can see the value updated in the values up here. I don't really like the layout of the radio buttons, so I've added some classes to the style sheet here. A radio group class and a radio button class. And I've referenced those 2 classes in the mat radio group tag and the mat radio button tag. So if we head over to the browser, we can see how that looks, which I think is a much better layout. Finally, we'll add an address field that in its default state is hidden, but on a button click is displayed. To do this, we add the field to the form group, which I've done already here, and then add a boolean called hasAddress, which we set it to false. Over in the HTML, I've added an input field and set its form control name of address to tie to the form group field. Next we'll add the button HTML. Now the button has some inline code which toggles the boolean, so that means that if it is true it'll be set to false, and if it is false it'll be set to true. And this ng if statement here is going to only display the contents of the row if hasAddress has been set to true. Okay, now let's take a look at that in the browser. Here we can see that we've got a button called add address. When we click on that we see the address field. If I type in the address field we see the value changing up here. I want to do one final thing. I want to be able to click the button and see a text area open up, and when I click the button I want the button to disappear. So let's look at the button disappearing first. If I take this ng if statement and place it, copy of it up here and set it to not hasAddress, that should handle the button disappearing when it's clicked. And I've already added the change for the text area here. All I did was change the input to text area, and then I did a closing tag. Let's see how that shows up in the browser. Alright, so if we click add address, we see a text area. So this means that we can have multiple lines of text. This ends this part of the tutorial. If you made it this far, thanks very much for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.